Voilà, un bon médecin doit
So a
savoir
good
contrôler
doctor
ses
needs to know how
émotions.
to
Nous sommes
control their
avec, la
emotions.
fille
We're
inconnue,
with the
le
unknown
long
girl, the
métrage
new
des frères
feature
Dardenne,
film from the
Luc et
Dardenne
Jean-Pierre,
brothers,
qui
Luc
sont
and
là
Jean-Pierre,
avec
who
nous.
are here
Bonjour
with
à
us.
tous et
Hello
bienvenue également
and
Adèle Haenel.
welcome,
Bonjour
Adele
Jean-Pierre.
and Elle. Welcome, Jean-Pierre.
Bonjour Luc.
Welcome, Luc.
Et bonjour Adèle.
Bonjour.
And hello,
Merci
Adele.
d'être là. Alors,
Thank you very much for coming along.
depuis quelque temps dans
So
votre
for a while now
filmographie,
in
il y a
your
eu l'arrivée de
filmography,
Cécile de
there's been
France,
Cécile de
il y a eu Marion
France, there's been
Cotillard,
Marion
il y a
Cotillard,
Adèle Haenel
there's
aujourd'hui.
Adele
Est-ce
Haenel
qu'il y a un
today.
point commun
Is there a
entre les trois
common
actrices que
point?
vous
Is there something
avez
in common
choisies alors
between
que vous
these three
n'en preniez pas,
actresses?
au départ,
Whereas before you didn't
ce sont des actrices.
use actresses like them. Well, the thing in common is they're all actresses.
Bah oui, voilà un point
Oui, ce
commun.
sont des
There we are.
actrices, oui, d'accord.
Yes, they're actresses,
Et,
okay.
et- et puis, le point commun, c'est
And the
qu'avant de travailler
common
avec nous, elles avaient
factor, I
déjà
think, is
travaillé
they
avant.
worked a lot
Oui.
before they
Voilà.
started working with us.
Puis elles ont toutes les trois du talent. Voilà.
They've all three got talent.
Je sais pas, demandez un peu à mon frère.
I don't know.
Oui,
Well,
alors.
ask my brother.
Même chose,
No, I'd
je
say
dirais
the
la
same
même
thing. I think it's the same thing.
Voilà. Et c'était formidable de travailler avec
It was
elle.
wonderful to work with Adele.
Adèle,
Wonderful.
vous connaissiez,
Adele, did you
leur
know
cinéma,
their films
avant
before
de les découvrir en tant que
discovering them as a
réalisateur,
director?
derrière la
Oui,
caméra?
bien sûr.
Yeah, yes, of course.
C'est complètement. Enfin, je sais pas, moi j'ai grandi avec leurs films.
I
donc,
grew up with their
c'est
films, if you
quelque
like.
chose
It's
qui, pour moi,
something which, for me,
appartenait un peu,
belonged
au
to
monde du cinéma,
the
comme un
world
petit peu
of cinema
irréel,
as
donc
something
forcément,
almost
pour moi,
irrealistic. So
j'étais
when they
contente, quoi.
asked me
travailler avec
to
eux.
play the role,
Est-ce qu'ils
I
ont,
was thrilled to
est-ce
work
qu'ils
with
vous ont
them.
fait beaucoup répéter, beaucoup travailler
Did they
avant,
do a
comme
lot
ils le
of
font
rehearsals
habituellement
before,
avec
like they do
leurs
with their
comédiennes?
J'espère que je vais pas
actors?
dire de conneries parce que c'est la
I
première
hope
fois
I'm
que
not
je
going to
parle
say
en direct
something
à la radio, donc,
something wrong. I hope I'm going to make a mistake because it's the first time I've actually spoken with them together. So
Opération sandwich. Voilà.
Oui, c'est ça.
C'est vrai,
ouais.
je me sens pas tombée.
yeah, you're in a
Non, on a
sandwich
travaillé
there.
quoi, un mois en
No, we worked
amont,
for a
en répétant les
month,
scènes. Et voilà,
a month
enfin,
before, and then
c'est ça, non Je
that was
dis
it, yeah.
n'importe quoi. Et on a répété
Yeah, that's
scène
right.
après scène.
And then
pendant un
scene
mois,
after
et
scene for a
voilà.
month, and there we are. I can
Ça va, j'ai
confirm
pas
that.
dit d'ânerie. Exact, Non, c'est juste.
No, I didn't
Donc,
get
on
it
a
wrong then. That's
travaillé
good.
avec Adele.
No, but we
Voilà,
didn't
parce
work
qu'on a
just
répété
with
un mois,
Adele
le-
because,
Voilà.
you know, it was great.
Pourquoi
We
médecin
worked for a month.
aujourd'hui? Pourquoi nous raconter,
So why are you telling
choisir
this
cette
this
profession
story of
particulière?
a
Qu'est-ce qui vous
doctor today?
intéressait
What
avec, cette
interested you
profession?
about this
Pourquoi
profession?
pas, pourquoi
But
pas.
I mean,
Ça
why
fait
not?
des années qu'on pense à
I
ce
mean,
film.
we've been thinking about this film for
Ça fait des années
years.
qu'on travaille sur
We've
cette
been working
histoire.
on the story for
Voilà, et
years,
là,
and
je sais pas.
I don't know, I
c'est
mean,
venu
the,
mon frère et
the
moi, chaque fois
opportunity
qu'on a terminé un
came up
film,
each
on
time we
reparle
finish
de
a
ce qu'on va
film. We talk
faire,
about
et,
what we're going to do.
ça faisait depuis
And
2008 qu'on pense
since
à faire ce film
2008, we've
autour
been
de
thinking
cette
about
fille
making this film
inconnue,
about this unknown
et d'un médecin
girl
qui
and
fait
a
une
doctor,
enquête avec les
and a
moyens de la
doctor
médecine et pas
who
avec les moyens
used
de la police.
medical factors, not police factors, to carry out the investigation. Because it was the investigation that you liked. Well, yeah.
On avait envie de faire un film
Why?
qui
Because we
soit
wanted to make a film
effectivement
which
proche d'un film
was close
policier,
to
d'une enquête,
an
et en même
investigation,
temps,
a police film,
qui
and
fasse que notre médecin,
which means that our
avec ses
doctor
moyens de médecin, arrive à la fois à découvrir
can discover
l'identité de cette
the
fille
identity of
et en
this
même temps,
girl,
le
and at the
coupable ou
same
les
time,
coupables.
the guilty
Qu'est-ce qui
party.
vous touchait particulièrement
What
dans le
touched you
médecin?
particularly in the
Le médecin,
doctor?
c'est quelqu'un
Because the
qui
doctor is somebody who's in
contact
touch with the
de la
patients,
souffrance physique,
physical
souffrance sociale
suffering,
aussi en partie. J'imagine
social
que ça, pour
suffering
vous,
too. I
c'était
think for
important.
you that must have been important, no?
C'est que ce qui est bien qu'un
What's
médecin, c'est
good
que
with the doctor
ça peut
is
être
that
une personne qui
it
remet
can
les
be
choses à
somebody
l'endroit.
who
Oui.
puts things back in
Et comme
place.
on vit dans un monde où
You know, we
les
live in a
choses ont
world
toujours
where
tendance à se
things
mettre à l'envers, et
are
apparemment, il y
generally
a beaucoup
turned
de
upside down,
participation.
and a lot of people contribute
Un
to this.
médecin, ça peut
But a
être ça.
doctor is
C'est
somebody
quelqu'un qui,
who can put things
avec
back
qui
together
participe
again,
au fait que
who
les-
can
qu'on
make
remette-
sure
qu'on essaie de
that
remettre les choses à
we
l'endroit.
try and put things
Et Jenny,
in the
c'est un peu
right
ce qu'elle
order.
fait dans
And that's
ce
what Jenny does in the film a bit.
Elle est portée aussi par la culpabilité.
I mean, she's driven by
Surtout
guilt
par la
as well,
responsabilité,
by
si
responsibility.
vous voulez, elle est la seule au départ, effectivement,
She's
à
the only
sentir,
one who
responsable de ce qui
feels
s'est passé. Et
responsible in any
apparemment,
way, accountable.
aucun autre,
But nobody
aucun
else
autre ne se sent responsable.
feels accountable.
Et ça prendra du temps pour
And it will
que
take time
son travail de médecin,
for her work as a doctor,
guérisseuse des âmes et des
as
corps, arrive
a healer
faire
of the
changer
body
les
and the
gens.
soul, can
Comment vous la
change
voyez, vous,
people.
Jenny,
How do you see
justement,
Jenny,
Adèle?
Adele?
C'est un dilemme moral
Is
qu'elle
it
a
a
par
moral
rapport
dilemma that she's
au
got?
fait de ne pas être allée
The
ouvrir
fact
à
of
ce
not
patient qui
opening
qu'on
the door to this
retrouvera-
patient
cette patiente
that
qu'on retrouvera morte,
He's found
Oui,
dead
il y a
the
forcément un
next
truc
day.
moral, mais je pense
Yes,
que
there is
moi, je
something
vois plus ça
moral,
comme un
but
truc
I
de-
see that more as a,
Finalement, ce dont parlait Luc,
as
un truc
Luke was
de
saying,
refuser le
something
sommeil
which is
d'une forme de conscience, quoi.
you know,
Parce qu'au final,
refusing
c'est
sleep as a form of
tranquille,
conscience.
on peut complètement
I
passer
mean,
à
you
côté
can
sans
miss
en
something
coupable, mais
totally,
sans agir.
feeling guilty without acting.
Et je trouve que c'est ça le danger
And I
qui
think
guette un
that's the
peu la
danger
société où on est,
which is
qui
there
peut
lurking in our
s'éloigner
societies.
en
You know, it's just falling
Et là, il y a
asleep, it's
quelqu'un
just
qui se
becoming
réveille, en fait, par
unconscious.
un
And she's
qui fait,
woken
moi, je
up
pense à
by
ça,
this
en fait,
emotional
parce qu'en fait,
shock.
je dis une ânerie.
I mean, maybe I'm talking nonsense, but that's the way I felt it.
C'est un docteur insomniaque.
I mean, she's an insomniac doctor. She refuses to fall asleep, as you say. You're quite right. Sleep in general, leaving somebody to die. And, you know, the accountability is always pushed onto somebody else. You know, it's the people, you know, I couldn't do anything about it, you know, it's that as well. So it's up to everybody to, you know, see their own humanity and to try and push it forward as far as possible. I don't know, but that's where, you know, where I see it anyway. So generally, you feel that in our society today, there is this moral sleep.
Non, enfin, moi je sais pas, après je veux pas
I
répondre.
don't know, but, you know.
Adele?
Non, mais je sais pas. C'est
No, I
un
don't know,
truc
it's something that...
un truc d'endormissement de la responsabilité. Oui.
I mean, it's accountability that's gone to sleep, if you like, to say, it's not my fault, I can't do anything, you know, the fatalist thing, well, I can't do anything about it, you know, nothing will ever change, it's always been like this, so, for, you know, for me, I mean, it drives me not to take responsibility as well.
C'est jamais facile de le faire, en fait. Ce que je pense.
And I think it's easier to do that. It's true,
It's
it's very difficult to face with this sort of thing. And a doctor, I mean, how did you work with the people that you were treating in inverted commas? Did you work with a doctor or what?
Mais non, mais laissons parler Adèle. Oui,
No, let's
Adèle.
leave Adele to speak.
Non, bah, techniquement, c'est
No,
assez simple.
technically, I mean, it's fairly straightforward.
On a fait donc un mois de répétition et pendant
We
ce
rehearsed for a
mois-là,
month, and during that month,
à peu près tous les jours,
almost every day,
je travaillais avec,
I worked
avec une
with
femme médecin qui s'appelle,
a doctor
Martine,
called
j'ai oublié son nom de famille,
Martine,
en
I've
fait.
forgotten her name now,
Martine. Voilà,
Martine Lachaussée,
qui en fait m'a appris tout
who
technique,
taught me all the
pour
technical
faire en
aspects.
sorte qu'il n'y ait pas de problème avec
So there
les
wouldn't be
gestes.
any problem with the gestures, with the, you know, the actions.
Voilà. Ça n'empêche pas qu'il faut quand même se concentrer sur les gestes, mais
But
en
you've
tout
got to
cas, d'être
continue.
capable
You've
de
got
les
to
faire rapidement avec des
you've got to
contractions,
concentrate on
par
this,
exemple,
but you've
d'autres
got to be
choses,
able to do it as well
avec une
naturally.
chorégraphie.
And there is a sort of choreography in there. Did you understand anything about this profession as a doctor? I mean, they're in contact with suffering, with a big demand. Do you feel what it can be, particularly in a difficult area like that? I mean, she asked the questions whether she's going to be staying where she is in this difficult neighborhood or going somewhere else. You know, she's offered another job somewhere. You know, you might have other ambitions. And you can see that there are these medical deserts all over the place. There are these zones where there's no doctors. Well, I can't really... I mean, there's a sort of an X-ray, if you like, of people you don't always see because we stay in more or less homogeneous, uniform context here, and I think it shows what's going on elsewhere. People who stay at home or are enclosed with their illness, I think it's an awareness, you know, when they meet the doctor, of the form of society, a way of opening doors and going to see with your character. So, always in the same place, always serein. Yes, serein. For those who really know it, it's the Val Saint-Lambert. That's where the big crystal manufacturers were. And so it's part of Serein, and now it's part of the city of Serein. Why there? Well, we thought that Jenny's surgery could be alongside this main road, a big main road, with the cars going by and everything, as if the world, you know, the world just carries on going. When Ella dies, nobody cares. You know, people just carry on doing their own things in their own lives. And as Haenel said, it's not just being guilty. Everybody feels guilty but does nothing. And the media teaches us this because we see this. We suffer with the people that we see dying. But there's an empathy. You feel guilty, but you're powerless, saying, well, I should. But no, here, Jenny, you know, this little doctor in the outskirts of the town, with her determination to find the truth, she gives a name and an identity to somebody, and at the same time gives them back their dignity. Is it something for you when you make a film like this? Does it do something to you? You know, we're talking about medicine and therapeutic virtues. I don't know if you act on a day-to-day basis, but we all feel impotent, powerless. Is making a film like this a way of acting, a way of reacting? Jean-Pierre?
Si on veut, ouais.
Or if you want, yeah. But, you know, what's important when you make a film is try and work properly and to be part of what you're doing and not to have, you know, this is our job. You know, we've got to trust the people we work with, the audiences, okay. But it's a film which tells a story that we've just talked about. But even if you make another film, that's what counts, how you, as a human, you work with others. And the trust that you give to people who are going to go and see your film. Do you want to try and share something with them? That's what counts. Yeah, but you don't choose your subjects by chance. No, I wanted to tell. No, I'm not going to go right back to the beginning. It's going to be a stereo, but a thing. No, but visceral, you know, from your guts. You know, I was talking about therapy, if you like. Well, what we liked about this is that this girl could have another life. But she chose to do what she's doing in the film because she wants, she's possessed by somebody and she wants to give this person their dignity back. And so she lets go of lots of things. That's what we're interested in. And she's called by the image of this young woman. The young woman, we only see her image. We never see her for real. Each time we see her, she disappears. She's never there. And Dr. Jenny really sort of filtered into her. And so how can the image of somebody who's died, how it can really get deep within somebody who's still alive and make the living person accountable for the death. So a second vocation in a way. Yeah, we didn't say, but the doctor, to finish, is the person that heals bodies. And that's what we're interested in as well. Okay, thank you very much, Luc. Thank you, Jean-Pierre.